Welcome student. In this class I will start discussion on the topics, very important topics. The name of the topics is air mass. What is air mass? You see, and what is the relevance of air mass, and what is the historical background of its evolution. Okay. The name itself indicates that air plus mass. Mass means extensive mass of air. Getting well now? If extensive mass of air will have horizontal uniformity with respect to temperature, pressure and humidity, then it is referred to as air mass. Getting well now? You see, suppose this is Earth's surface and extensive mass of air is located here. Okay? And you see at the height of 5 kilometers, suppose, the temperature here is 20 degree, here also 20 degree, here also 20 degree. At the height of 10 kilometer, the suppose temperature is 15 degree, and temperature is 15 degree. Okay? Atmospheric pressure and humidity are almost the same, right? In horizontal way. So if particularly such type of character is developed by the extensive mass of air, then it is referred to as air mass. Getting well? What is air mass? It is clear. But the air mass is extensive mass of air having horizontal uniformity with respect to temperature, pressure and humidity. Extensive mass of air, right, which possesses horizontal uniformity with respect to temperature, pressure and humidity. So what is the meaning of air mass? Getting well? Now see, when this concept evolved, okay, so actually air mass finds application in prediction of weather forecasting. Getting well? Or in particularly determining the climatic condition of the zone also. Getting well? As it is the example, air mass is the example of secondary circulation. So you know that those wind which change its direction at least once in a year are referred to secondary circulation. So it means particularly air mass is also, air mass also possesses the character to change the direction, right? Within 1 year it may change its direction at least once in a year. It never means only once, right? At least once in a year. More than multiple times it can change the direction. Okay. You see, what is the how particularly this concept evolved. So prior to Second World War, certain countries were having expertise to collect weather related data, like USA, like Germany, Russia, again particularly you see Australia. Getting well now? So these particularly countries were collecting the data, and these particularly data were being particularly transmitted to different countries of the world. Suppose this is another country and this is getting particularly weather related data from all these centers. Okay? So this country, right, computing this data and modifying it as per the available condition there, right, we are conducting weather forecasting, right. What was the mechanism? It is clear now. Actually it means particularly most of the country we are largely depending on another country to conduct weather forecasting. Getting well? Everything is going on swiftly, but during Second World War you see this transmission of data got interrupted. Getting well? Okay. So in this case, it became tough for the country who were depending on another country for weather-related data to conduct weather forecasting. And in this concept, that's why climatologists tried to evolve yet another concept or yet another criteria on the basis of which weather forecasting can be conducted, and hence the concept of air mass evolved. It is clear now? So you can say that the concept of air mass is post Second World phenomena. It is clear now? And on the basis of air mass, you can predict the weather condition of any area. If suppose you see air mass is coming, it is warm and moist and unstable, then certainly it will cause rainfall. If the air mass is warm, dry and stable, it will not cause rainfall and cause hot desertification. Okay? So these are the characters. Suppose particularly air mass is cold, moist and unstable, then certainly it will cause a snowfall. Getting well? So these are the important particularly impact of the air mass in the area where particularly advanced. So what is the relevance of air mass? It is clear. Actually, air mass can be used as a tool to conduct weather forecasting. Getting well, right? Without depending on another country for weather related data. Okay. Now see, you got the information. Actually, one introduction of air mass is the secondary circulation. It is extensive mass of air having horizontal uniformity with respect to temperature, pressure and humidity. Getting well? And on the basis of air mass, one can predict the weather forecasting, one can conduct the weather forecasting. Okay? Prediction of weather can be done on the basis of the nature of the air mass. Okay? Which advance in this zone, which particularly comes in this zone, or which influences the area. Getting well? It is meso level. You know that secondary circulation is also referred to as meso level wind. Okay. Now see, now the question is how the air will be referred, when the air will be referred to as air mass. It is also important aspect. So you see, for the formation of air mass, it is essential that the air should be extensive. At least 16,000 square kilometers is considered ideal area for evolution and development of the air mass. Okay. When you see what happened, when extensive mass of air stay on the earth's surface for a long time. Okay, stay over the earth's surface for a long time. Getting well now? Right? Stay on the earth's surface for a long time. This air interact with the surface. Getting well now? The exchange of the character particularly occur, and finally, as a result of long-term interaction, this air develop the character of horizontal uniformity with respect to temperature, with respect to pressure, with respect to humidity. Getting well now? Right? So this is the criteria for origin and development of the air mass. So first condition is, you see, right? The first condition is the nature of the surface should be homogeneous. What is the ideal condition you should know? Ideal condition for origin and development of the air mass is the surface should be homogeneous in character. Okay? The surface should be homogeneous in character, means either it will be continental or it will be oceanic in nature. Getting well now? Either it will be continental or oceanic in nature. If the area is partially continental and partially oceanic, then it not allow the formation of air mass. So the surface should be either continental in nature, right, or particularly you see aquatic in nature. Okay, partially continental and partially oceanic surface not allow the formation of air mass. Okay. Second condition is the weather should be particularly stable. Okay, fair weather is considered ideal for origin and development of the air mass. The air should be particularly cloudless sky is considered ideal. Okay. Particularly the first is homogeneous surface, second is fair weather, that is cloudless weather conditions should prevail there. Third condition is velocity of air, or particularly air should be very low. Getting well now? If it will be very high, then it will not have the interaction with the surface. Getting well? So it is said that for the formation of air mass, it is essential that the velocity of air should be very low, right? So that the air could interact with the surface. Getting well now? The air could interact with the surface. This is also the ideal condition. Okay. And you see the next condition is there should be anticyclonic condition prevailing there. Okay. Why not cyclonic? So in case of cyclone, there occur turbulence, atmospheric turbulence, and hence the air are not allowed to remain in contact with the surface for the long time. Getting well now? So that's why, but on the other hand, in anticyclonic condition, calm condition, stable condition prevail, there is no turbulence. Okay. In this case, and cloud formation not occur. In this case particularly, you see the air mass, this case is favorable for origin and development of the air mass. Getting well now? You see, you can also say that the descent and divergence of the air is the condition for air mass formation, descent and divergence of the air is ideal condition for origin and development of the air mass. So what are the conditions for origin and development of the air mass? It is clear. Again, I am repeating. First condition is the surface should the air mass should be much more extensive. Getting well now? And covering extensive area. Second particularly condition is okay. The surface should be homogeneous in character. Means either it should be continental in character or it should be aquatic in character. Partially continental or partially oceanic not favor the origin and development of the air mass. Right? Next condition is the weather should be fair, sky should be fair. That is, the sky should be cloud free. Okay? Cloudless. Getting well now? Next is the velocity of the wind should be very low so that the air be allowed to interact with the surface for a long time. Then only it will attain the character of horizontal uniformity. Getting well now? Cyclonic condition is not considered favorable condition, but anticyclonic condition is considered favorable condition for origin and development of the air mass. Getting well now? And again, particularly descent and divergence of the air is also ideal for origin and development of the air mass. So what are the ideal conditions? Is clear now? So these are the ideal conditions for origin and development of the air mass. Getting well? So what is air mass? I defined that extensive mass of air having horizontal uniformity with respect to temperature, pressure and humidity is referred to as air mass. What are the ideal conditions for origin and development of the air mass? It is clear now, right? Now see, as far as the question of formation of air mass is concerned on the Earth's surface, so you should know that with respect to the origin of the air mass, the entire Earth is divided into two parts. Okay, one is, you see, this is first aspect. This is first aspect. This is particularly, you see, this equatorial zone, right? So actually, you see, this is tropical zone, and this is polar zone. Actually, you see, with respect to the origin of air mass, the Earth is divided into two parts, basically. Okay, because intense character is required. So either the air mass formation remain associated with the tropical zone, or it remain associated with the polar zone. Okay, in the polar zone. Getting well? So actually, depending on the zone where air mass formation occur, right, the naming of the air mass is conducted. As for example, you see, if air mass formation occur in tropical zone, then it is referred to as tropical air mass and is indicated by capital T. Getting well now? On the other hand, if air mass originates over the polar zone, it is referred to as polar air mass, and it is represented through capital P. Here also particularly polar air mass. So polar air mass is represented through capital P. Getting well now? So with respect to zone, we have two types of air mass. One is particularly tropical air mass, and second is cold air mass. Getting well? Actually, no. First particularly tropical, and second is referred to as polar air mass. So with respect to zone, this is first broad classification or typology of air mass. Either it will be tropical or temperate in character. Getting well now? Now see, it means particularly with respect to zone, we have two types of air mass. Okay, one is tropical air mass, and is represented by T. And second is polar air mass represented by capital P. Getting well? Again, you see, with respect to the nature of surface, okay, with respect to nature of surface, okay, we have two types of air mass. Actually, you see, this is continental terrestrial part, and this is particularly oceanic part. Getting well? So if air mass originate over the continental part, and this is oceanic now. So if air mass originate over the continental area, which is much more extensive, then the air mass formed in this area is referred to as continental air mass, continental air mass, and continental air mass is represented through a small c. Getting well? On the other hand, if air mass formation occur in the aquatic area, oceanic area, then it is referred to as maritime air mass, MARI, maritime air mass, and maritime air mass is represented through a small m. Right? So with respect to nature, we have two types of air mass. One is continental air mass, and second is particularly maritime air mass. Getting well now? Now see, suppose particularly this is our surface. Getting well? And this is tropical zone, and this is polar zone. So suppose here, this is continental area, this is continental area, and this is continental area, and here particularly there is a oceanic area. Getting well now? This is tropical zone. It is obvious that here whatever air mass will be formed will be indicated by represented through T, which indicate tropical zone, right? So if air mass formation occur over the continental zone, then it is referred to as continental tropical. Here